In a quiet forest, where sunlight dripped through leaves like golden honey, stood the great elder, a tree so old its roots remembered the first wildflowers. Two tiny birds, Chirpy and Puffy, chose a sturdy branch high in its crown for their nest. Chirpy, a bold little wren with a speckled breast, was always flitting about, collecting twigs and moss. Puffy, a fluff ball of a robin, was gentler, humming softly as she lined their home with soft feathers. One day, a storm raged through the forest. The wind howled like a hungry wolf, tearing at the leaves and bending even the mightiest trees. Chirpy and Puffy clung to their nest, terrified. The wind buffeted their home, threatening to send them tumbling to the forest floor. Chirpy cried out in fear, his tiny voice barely audible above the storm's roar. Puffy huddled close, shivering. Suddenly, a deep, resonant voice, like the rumble of distant thunder, soothed their fear. It was the great elder, its ancient branches creaking and groaning in the wind. "Hold fast, little ones," the voice whispered, carried on the wind. "Stay together, the storm will pass." Chirpy and Puffy, clinging to each other, felt a surge of courage. They huddled tighter, their tiny bodies trembling but their spirits strengthened by the tree's calming presence. They remembered the stories their elders had told of the great elder's wisdom and strength, stories whispered on the wind through generations of birds. They held on, their tiny claws digging into the branch, their hearts beating in unison. Hours later, the storm subsided. The wind softened to a gentle breeze, the rain ceased, and the sun peeked through the clouds. Chirpy and Puffy, exhausted but safe, looked down at the forest floor far below. Their nest, though battered, remained intact, a testament to their resilience and the great elder's wisdom. Chirpy, his voice now filled with gratitude, chirped a song of thanks to the great elder. Puffy, her tiny heart overflowing with relief, joined in, their voices a sweet melody carried on the morning breeze. The great elder, its leaves rustling softly in the gentle breeze, responded with a warm, comforting sigh. "You are safe now, little ones," the voice whispered. "You have found strength in unity, and you will always have a home here, among my branches." From that day forward, Chirpy and Puffy and the great elder shared a bond of friendship, a silent understanding that transcended the differences between bird and tree. They were a family, bound by the shared experience of the storm and the unwavering strength of their bond. The forest, once again bathed in sunlight, seemed even more peaceful, a testament to the enduring strength of friendship and the wisdom of the ancient wise tree.